I have a trick for overcoming social anxiety. If you just learn to like laugh at how awkward you are, it just makes it like it just gags me. Like instead of having a panic attack and being like, why did I say that? I just start laughing. If you have angel bites, just breathe, just breathe. While I'm at it, I'm gonna throw in eyebrow and bridge piercings too. Hi.
You're so handsome when I'm all over your mind. I try to be good, I know that.
Can't pick just one song because it depends on what mood I'm in. Like sometimes if I want to put on music and dissociate, I'm gonna put on Golden Age. But if I want to like, I'm gonna put on Crush if I want to like pop my Golden Age really had me like this the first time that I listened to it. I am so glad that the OA is getting attention and going viral. For all the people that are confused, this is a scene from the finale of part 1 of the show. So without context, it is really, really hard to explain. But in the least spoilery way possible, the dance that's being performed in this scene was heavily inspired by the Haka dance of the Mori people. So just keep that in mind while you're watching it. One thing about Jason Isaacs is he's gonna slay that villain role every single time. Like, Lucius Malfoy, Hap, Captain Lorca, come on! Like, those are some iconic villains right there. Someone did take this clip from the show and put it on YouTube and put Pumped Up Kicks in the background because they thought that it was like a fitting song for the scene, which it is, but it's a fan video. I really need help with education in this moment because what I'm seeing online is a bit contradictory, and if anyone from this community could speak and educate me on this, I would really, really appreciate it. I was taught by someone who is from New Zealand and attended school with this community. I don't want to pronounce it because I'm worried I'm going to get it wrong, but they were very clear that, to me, that Maori was incorrect and that actually like the pronunciation is more Maori, like ma instead of Mao. It could be wrong. Like this post here of someone saying that in the 80s and 90s they were taught the Maori pronunciation, but now Maori is popularized. Why would you say that? Danny DeVito as Lev is sending me, and then the Tom Holland one really got me. Someone said Jojo Siwa? Jojo Siwa? I'm sorry. James Charles in a bald cap? The OA was so confusing though. Yeah, it's one of those shows that you have to watch kind of multiple times. Because the first time you're gonna be like, what just happened? It's kind of similar to Everything Everywhere All at Once, where the more you watch it, the better it gets, because you're picking up on more things each time. I've seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, I think 4 or 5.
Yeah, right. He fucking loves me.
He's a snail, and he eats his plant. Oh, and wiggles his tail. He's a snarch man. I saw a video of a young child in Gaza who's probably only about 10 years old, holding her baby sibling and rocking him back and forth to comfort him. And as a child of a war refugee who was orphaned at a very young age and had to raise her little brother at 8 or 9 years old, that video really struck a chord with me because I thought of my mom. There's never a justification for bombing children. There's never a justification for apartheid. There's never a justification for genocide. And I don't cry very often anymore. I'm crying now, and I wanted to show you guys that it's okay to feel grief. It's okay to feel scared. It's okay to be angry. And I hope that we can all channel this energy into doing better, because we can evolve. We don't need to solve our problems with violence and bombs and guns anymore. We never needed to, but we definitely don't now. This utopian future that we've always talked about, it's possible, but we have to coordinate and we have to work together. If you're feeling helpless because your donations aren't reaching Gaza, there are things that you can do in your local communities to help the people around you. Let your friends cry with you. Feel a pain together, because you're not alone, and we gotta take care of each other. We have to take care of each other. So, as another former child actor, ex-Mormon, I know all about Jeanette McCurdy's healing journey, but I didn't know that Amy Adams and Ryan Gosling are also both ex-Mormon. Why are there so many of us?
I'm not the same kid I was in 2016. I was young, I was dumb, now I overthink.
I got a date to the dance.
I love love.
Andy from improv class asked, so I said yes. And I thought we were going as a group.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I've got a date to the dance now.
Same. Me too. The parental unit actually said okay.
Wait, what?
But you can still tag along.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be suspicious. 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 Don't be suspicious.
First of all, everyone is being so nice in the comments. Thank you. Y'all are so sweet, and I appreciate it. A lot of people are saying that I should mess with my professor and ask him what Star Trek is, or ask him like what he thinks about Trill. But I am like completely 100% incognito in this class. It's online, and I'm not even registered in school under my acting name. So like genuinely nobody knows that it's me. So I found it very amusing. I'm like, nobody knows. Little secret, like a spy or something. I've never heard a parent refer to their child as non-bino dino before. That's so precious. Shut up. But yes, that is Totoro, and also No Face. And let me just take you on a tour of my shelves real quick. We got a little collection of figurines, little guys that have been gifted to me. And yes, this is my copy of The Last of Us that is signed by Ashley Johnson, Troy Baker, and Neil Druckmann. And this is a very beautiful hand-painted Lev figurine that was gifted to me. And then we got the Out magazine cover that me and Blue did for Discovery, and No Face, and Totoro, and yes, I did intentionally place them to match our vibes. Last but certainly not least, we have some handmade gifts from my friends and the Frank Ocean edition of Dazed magazine that I'm in! I'm in it! God gives his hardest battles to his juiciest, girthiest soldiers. So it's just the burden that we have to carry. I have spent the last year and 3 months in treatment for carpal tunnel and cubital tunnel, and let me tell you what helped me. I'm so glad that you asked for help. For context, I'm an unemployed actor. I was not gaming too hard. The reason why I injured both of my wrists and my elbows was because of the way that I did everything in my daily life. I was putting too much pressure on my nerves and compressing them by having my wrist at this angle or this angle, like scrubbing dishes like this, just doing everything at this angle, and that gave me carpal tunnel. I was recommended and referred to High Five Hand Therapy LA, and if you're in the LA area, I highly, highly recommend them. They've improved my quality of life so much. I will say the wrist braces helped me a lot more than the elbow braces did. I ended up not using the elbow braces at all. If you do this in your sleep, wear wrist braces to sleep. I'm not gonna lie, it hurt pretty fucking bad. The doctors were baffled by me. They were like, so you don't work at a computer for 10 hours a day, so why are you in so much pain? And I was like, I don't know, that's why I'm here. And they called in the supervising doctor. There were 3 doctors in the room at one point, and they were like, so you have cubital tunnel syndrome. And I was like, for being unemployed? At its worst, it was an 8 out of 10 pain, probably the worst pain that I've experienced aside from tattooing my own sternum and piercing my own septum. It was like that, but all the time. Constant, chronic. Fun times. Do you ever just grow up extremely religious and then you start realizing that you're gay and you're like, some of this stuff I was indoctrinated with isn't really adding up? And then you tell your parents that you're gay and they're like, no, you're not. And you're like, okay, that doesn't really change anything. And then you leave the church. And then your parents are like, you're a sinner and you need to be fixed. And then you're like, actually, I'm trans. And, I don't know, does that ever happen to anybody else? 'Cause just me? Y'all need to leave Jory Alluring Skull alone. Because honestly, what I'm seeing is a lot of trans misogynoir. And I would like to call people in on that. For those of you who don't know, Jory, aka Alluring Skull, and Mercury Stardust, aka Trans Handyman, around this time last year, fundraised over $1 million for Point of Pride, which is a trans healthcare organization, meaning that they raise funds to give grants to people for surgery and hormones and things like that. A lot of these surgeries in the US are prohibitively expensive, and they should not be that much money because what do you mean $20,000 for one surgery? I hate it here. And I saw a video of Mercury Stardust promoting that they're doing another fundraiser this year. And someone in the comments had said that they saw Jory wearing designer jewelry and they were questioning whether or not some of the funds that they had raised last year went towards their jewelry. And just, like, first of all, you can raise money for charity and still, like, have a job and buy yourself nice things. I don't know why we're expecting people doing charity work to look like fucking nuns. Like, if she wants to buy jewelry with her own money, let her buy jewelry. Why are you calling into question, oh, are the donations that we made going towards designer jewelry? Like, look at the website of the nonprofit. They have detailed exactly where the funds have gone to, what surgeries, like, it's all transparent. Look it up for yourself before questioning a Black trans femme person on whether or not they've stolen money from their own community. Do you see why that's messed up and kind of racist and kind of trans misogynistic? Sorry, I got it's upsetting, and that's why I'm speaking in an angry tone. Please don't get defensive. I'm just calling into question whether or not we need to be just, like, vilifying people for doing good things and being like, oh, well, they have something really nice, so what if they're lying to us? Like, just do your research before you point fingers and accuse things at people. Also, I'm an actor. A lot of the nice things that I have were gifted to me either by the companies themselves or by someone who just really loves my work and wanted to give me a gift. Like, don't let the facade fool you, babes. I've been living in affordable housing since 2022. I've been on food stamps for 2 years. Like, you know, the life is not as glamorous as it may seem. But just because we can make ourselves look really shiny does not mean that you get to judge us and say that we're scamming people. Come on. Come on, y'all. We just watched Love Lies Bleeding. You know, I may have been in some toxic lesbian relationships, but at least they weren't that toxic.
I found an old pair of keys in my purse that opened the walk up we shared. How did they get there, jerk? I wanna see you there, I wanna make it work. I didn't brush my hair and my lashes are falling off of 7 years of our bad luck dating. I want one last night there, a Brooklyn night affair. A Brooklyn night affair. It's not that I don't wanna love you. It's not that I'm really over it, you know. It's just that I can't watch us bleed to death.
Okay, I realized I needed to make a video about this because I have never explained that when I was 16 I had several mental breakdowns. It was a dark time. You know, I came out as trans. My parents had a very hard time with that. I then was almost immediately on a television show and then just went straight back into public school. It was a tough time for me mentally. Thank fucking God that I was in legally mandated therapy at this time, because one day when I was 15 or 16, I decided during a mental health episode of mine that as a form of harm reduction, I was going to tattoo my own sternum, stick and poke, with don't do this at home, kids, with India ink and a sewing needle. Why did I use it? Why didn't I order tattoo needles off of Amazon? I literally had an Amazon account. I could have ordered tattoo needles, but I was impulsive and I was having mental health situation, and you know, when you're in those situations, you're not really like thinking through the consequences of your actions. I'm not gonna show y'all the tattoo because it's not great, if I'm being honest. There probably are photos or videos of me with it showing. It's like right here. But I'm not very proud of it. I'm probably gonna get it covered up professionally when I finally decide what I want to cover it up with. So, yeah, that's the story of how when I was a teenager, I tattooed my own sternum like a mentally stable person would.
I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me. I can tell it is. Not trying to be romantic. I hit it from the back just so you don't get attached.
Okay, so I want to talk about Billie Eilish's new music video for Lunch, and let me say I'm a Billie stan. She's a heavy inspiration for me in my music, and this is coming from a place of love. Like, this is a call in, not a call out. So one thing that I've noticed that I did as a baby gay, and also a lot of other non-black baby gays do, is that we take style inspiration and mimic mannerisms of black studs. The sideways or backwards snapbacks, the baggy clothes, the like general swagger, all of that is taken from black queer culture. And I feel like that's really important to acknowledge. And it's just something that a lot of baby gays go through. They have their mask phase. You know, I certainly had my backward snapback with the eyebrow slit phase. And that was inspired heavily by black studs. And that should be acknowledged. So I'm not trying to say that Billie is a bad person or anything. I'm just trying to say it would be lovely to see more people acknowledge the fact that, like, black queer people are the trendsetters, and they always have been, and they always will be. So I'm really, really hoping that in an interview, she acknowledges that. And if she doesn't, you know, it is what it is, but it would be lovely to see Billie acknowledge inspiration from 90s black queer culture influencing her style in her music video for Lunch. We all want to talk about shower beer, but what about shower weed? I'm gonna need one of you baddies who built robots in middle school to step up and invent a waterproof dab pen, because it can't be me. Please.
Everything's going my way. Abundance is flowing. Ideas are flowing. Books are flowing through me. People are coming everywhere. Anything I want, I can do or be or have.
If you don't want me at my rotting in bed moment, then you don't deserve me at my dolled up sleigh.
I'm your number one. I'm your number one. Yeah, I'm just living that life. I'm that classic, but it's still pop. I get my.
Now that you're more comfortable with this person, maybe it's time to start unmasking. Yeah, I think you're right. Oh. Not that one. Put that one back on.
I have an idea.
Really? What is it?
Let's leave!
Stay with me. 真夜中のドアを叩き帰らないでと泣いた
Coco costume's pretty good, but your scar's on the wrong side.
The scar's not on the wrong side!
The way to fix this mess is if everyone in the United States does the movements from the OA.
I do still know all 5 movements. We did like 2 months of rehearsals, so they're ingrained into my soul. I'm in.